A woman with blonde hair, she wants black hair. A woman with black hair, she wants blonde hair. A tall person may have issues with his bones. He wish he was not that tall. A short person, he wish he was tall. A person with no money, he wish he had money. And a person with money, he cannot sleep at night. And it goes on and on and on and on. You think you made it big on this earth. You have a mansion, you have cars, you have money, you have luxury, you have everything. Zoom out. Zoom out. You are only a tiny dot on this earth. Just a small, tiny dot. You're nothing. Here we have a PS4 Pro that came in for repair. Customer said that he bought this console for $200. He opened up the console to do whatever. I do not know why he opened the console, and he ended up ripping the power connector. The customer then tried to fix the ripped connector, and he ended up doing more damage. I told him, let me take a look. I brought it inside here. I looked at the circuit board, and I went back outside. I told him, Hiroshima, what have you done? And he was laughing. He paid $200 for this, and we're gonna charge the customer $165 to fix this problem. So the console is gonna end up costing the customer $365. A lot of times people ask, how much money are you charging for this repair? I do not post prices on YouTube because prices can change with time. The customer quickly agreed, and that's what we will be doing right now. So the customer wants to fix it. That's the connector the customer brought in. And the connector has to go this way and not the other way around. We do see that we have the ripped anchor points, anchor pads here, so we cannot anchor this connector on anything because those anchor pads are missing. What we're gonna do is try to rebuild those anchor pads, maybe solder a piece of wire from here to here, or a piece of wick from here to here, here to here, and then we're gonna have to run a wire from this pad all the way down here, from this tiny whatever is left from this pad all the way down here. Ground, this one is easy. It's a big pad, and this one should be easy also. We're gonna run the wire from here to here, and maybe we'll double or triple that wire size. Same here. Those we do not need to have a big wire size, and it's easier said than done. Let's proceed. Before I do anything, I need to change the tip on my grinding pen. I've been using that very same tip for almost 8 months, and now it broke. It gave up after 8 months of daily use. I would say that's pretty good. The tip lasted. And now we have an original tip that you can buy off our site for this very same grinding pen. And we have the version 2 of the grinding pen coming in probably next week or the week after. So if your tip broke or your tip is worn out, you can now purchase a tip, and we're gonna fit the tip right over here. Done. Okay, and it's on. Great. What I want to do is just grind a tiny bit, this pad here, and I'm using the 0.6 grinding tip. We have the 0.6, the 0.8, and the 2.5. I use the 2.5 for big pads, like this here. Okay, I think that's enough, and that's all we need. We should be able to stick solder on that pad. I do not want to grind anymore because that's all we have left. And God knows where this pad leads on back of the board. I do not want to have to run wires all the way to back of the board. So we're going to have to use whatever is left here. Now, before I do anything, I think we should mask whatever we see here, so this pad does not end up connecting with this one when we apply a solder blob or when we apply a wire. So let's go ahead and mask the edges here. I do not have to mask everything, but I think at least the edges. We're gonna dip the tweezer, and let's apply solder mask right around the edges here. We do not want this ground pad to make a connection with whatever vias are left down here. And that's the whole purpose of UV mask, so you can cover and mask areas where you do not want touching. I think we should be good. Now we're gonna get our 10-watt UV lamp. You can find and purchase all that stuff from our site. We carry all the tools that we use. And we're gonna be using the 10-watt UV lamp. Be careful, do not look at your screen because UV may penetrate the screen and damage your eyes, right? You know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the previous video where I mentioned some viewers complained, why are you exposing us to UV light? That light is gonna penetrate the screen to the other side of the world, and it's gonna damage the viewer's eyes through the TV. So just be careful. Consider that a warning. We're gonna put the UV lamp right here, right over that solder mask. This lamp will shut off by itself after maybe 15-20 seconds. Great. So we just masked that part here. So nothing shorts with nothing. Let's apply flux everywhere. Why are you applying flux everywhere? Why not? So I'm gonna apply flux or solder right here. Why are you doing that? Why not? Apply solder here. And we're gonna apply solder right here. And get rid of the glare. Let's apply solder right here. And we're gonna apply solder right here. And we're gonna apply solder right here. And right here. And I have a piece of wick here. And let's recreate the anchor points on the left and right. Now in reality, we do not need to do what we are doing now. We do not need to fix the anchor points. We can solder the front 4 wires and then we can secure the connector with hot glue. That works. But why not go the extra mile and do it like we are doing it now? I also did it in the past where I connected wires. However you want to do it, there's no wrong or right way. And if you do not want to create anchor points, that's fine also, as long as that connector does not break when you try to connect the cable. That's all what matters. Add some flux and we're gonna add solder, just like that. And the job of the wick is to absorb solder. So now you can say that we have anchor points, left and right. Let's grab a non-enameled wire, and you can find those wires on our site too. It's a 0.1 millimeter wire. And maybe we can do one more layer. And cut. Season 2. Next scene. Let's do the same thing with ground. And we should be good, but why not just make one more fold so we can save the world from complaints. And cut. Let's clean up a bit. And for this one, I'm going to use a pad strip and not a wire. And those pad strips are found in either the pad strip 2 package or the pad strip 4 package. And you can find those on our site. And just like that, you see? Now, is that pad strip long enough? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We do not need anything longer. And finally, we're gonna do one more strip. And this time, why don't we choose the rectangular pad strip and see how that one works. And look at this one, it's longer. But when it's longer, we like to make it shorter. And when it's shorter, we like to make it longer. A woman with blonde hair, she wants black hair. A woman with black hair, she wants blonde hair. A tall person may have issues with his bones. He wish he was not that tall. A short person, he wish he was tall. A person with no money, he wish he had money. And a person with money, he cannot sleep at night. And it goes on and on and on and on. A person with kids, he tells you it's a lot of headache. A person without kids, he wish he had kids. Where does it end? You're always looking at what you do not have. It ends when you go back to your creator, when you're done from this world. You think you made it big on this earth. You have a mansion, you have cars, you have money, you have luxury, you have everything. Zoom out. Zoom out. You are only a tiny dot on this earth. Just a small, tiny dot. You're nothing. It's what you do with that money, what God gave you, that differentiates you from others. How are you helping others? You can live in a mansion, it's okay. If you have the money, do it. But think about others. Think about others. I do not know why I'm talking about this, doing a PS4 repair, but I'll keep it. One thing leads to another. Maybe we'll leave that to another video. Right now, first thing first, we need to secure that connector so we do not have any issues soldering the front wires that we ran. So how do we secure that connector? Shouldn't be too difficult. Let's try to secure it that way. Right now we need to add flux and solder so I can secure the connector from the sides. We're gonna solder the anchor points on the connector over the wick, the braid that we put on the board. So let's apply flux on the sides. And just like that. And that connector is soldered from one side. Let's do it from the other side. Gonna need flux. We're gonna have to press down on the connector to make sure it's as flush on the board as possible. Very nice. Very nice. And look at that. Do you think a bulldozer can remove this connector? I don't think so. I don't think so. Look at this. Shall I get a hammer to show you that you cannot remove this connector? Now we can do the front pins. Now for this, we can put the wires over like that. Now we can press down, just like that. Very nice. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Apply some flux, and we're gonna apply some solder. And just go like this. You're gonna have to apply more flux. And we're good, we're all done. Let's check on those pins. We secured them in the best way possible. And not only one wire, not two, but 3 folds of wires here and here. And we have 1 pad strip on this one and on this one. Now all we have to do is check and make sure that the wire is making a connection with the pin. Now I'm gonna check everything in diode mode to make sure all the pins are connecting properly. Let's check this one against pin number 2. And it's continuous because pin number 2 is ground, same as here. If we check this one with this, we do get a diode reading of 0.48, which tells us that the wires are connecting properly. Otherwise, we would not have gotten any voltage drop readings. But we are getting 0.46, 48. We are getting ground, which is good. And here we get a high value, 2.5. And here we got 0.651. We're all good. We're done. We did an amazing job. Now the customer did bring the whole console, but he forgot the screws for the plate that holds the fan. So he said, don't worry about it, just fix the motherboard and I'll assemble everything later. But I'll see if Big Boss has time to reassemble this. Now if you want to make this look nice and pretty, we can apply solder mask everywhere, on top, on the sides, on the bottom, but we do not have to, it's not needed, and it's just a waste of time. We did an absolutely amazing job with the pins, with the pads, with the wires, with the anchor points on the sides, with the way the connector is aligned, and amazing. Do I need to praise more? Amazing job. All right, we're gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.